And good afternoon, folks, and welcome to an impromptu Star Citizen stream. I am still doing some testing, so welcome back, citizens of the verse. I have upgraded my PC a bit. I now have 32 gigabytes of RAM, which is jolly exciting, where I only had 16 before. And I'm still playing around with my streaming and config settings for various bits and pieces, and potentially looking at this slot on a Friday afternoon as a regular Star Citizen adventure thing, if I can get the streaming stuff to work. So I'm interested in how it's coming across from you guys, so do drop in the chat in terms of how the streaming is actually working, because I've still got challenges in terms of my internet connection and overall PC speed capability for playing Star Citizen and streaming at the same time. So with those kind of gotchas in sight, I'm just interested to see how well it goes. So because this could become a regular thing, which would be quite good fun if it does. But I kind of got to make sure that it's all going. Now I'm playing the game, obviously. One monster over there. I'm streaming over here and talking to you guys. Hello. And I'm also recording this to hard disk as well, so I can upload to YouTube. So I am asking quite a lot of my PC, and I can hear it humming away down there. Going, what the hell are you doing? So we'll see how well it works. All right. So do let me know roughly kind of what the experience for you guys is, because I'm kind of only keen to do this if I can guarantee a reasonably good quality experience for viewers, which is obviously important for trying to do this kind of stuff. So let's see how it goes. Anyway, so let's get back into the game. What have I been doing? Well, I've upgraded the game to version 3.16, which is the latest super duper version that's come out from. Is it CIG or is it RSI? I'm a bit confused between the two of those acronyms. So CIG is RSI the actual in-game name, Robert Space Industries? Is that the kind of in the lore organisation, and CIG is actually the real one in the real world? Is that right? I'm still a bit. I really should research these things a bit more perhaps before we start talking about them. But anyway, there we go. That's kind of all right. CIG RSI is the law name, right? Okay, that makes more sense. I kind of thought it was. That did make sense. So I'm back here in my hab. Right, brilliant. Okay, so SIG is the real world company. Okay, that makes more sense. So those are the people who've taken my money, basically. That kind of makes sense. So I'm here in my hab now. This all looks the same as before, I think, so that's quite good. It's a very good retreat from ED. It's a very different emphasis to ED, isn't it? It's a very different emphasis. And some things are better, some things aren't. Which I think would be common with any space game. I play a lot of No Man's Sky as well, which I do rather enjoy, and that's got a very different emphasis as well. I would say the exploration in No Man's Sky is probably one of the best things, because it's just really, really good fun. And there's this infinite procedural universe to go and explore. Whereas obviously with Star Citizen, you've got this one system right now, and I know there are more coming, but I'm going to tend to, I think, on my streams, concentrate on what's actually here, rather than try and speculate too much on things that aren't here. Now, there's a lot of lore. I've been delving in a little bit over it, and also seeing what other people have done on it. And it's interesting. The initial observations, on things like YouTube and stuff, is there isn't quite as much lore online for Star Citizen as I would have expected. Certainly compared to Elite Dangerous. That may be partly down to lack of familiarity, I think, but there simply isn't as much, and I'm quite surprised, given that Star Citizen, in my head, or at least in my perception, is a much bigger thing than Elite Dangerous. There doesn't seem to be quite as much content, which I'm a little bit surprised by. But there certainly is lore content out there, and I don't want to tread on anybody else's footsteps. So I'm going to be a bit circumspect with my introduction, and then doing any lore stuff, because I'm the new boy in town and I don't really know a great deal right now. But I also want to kind of familiarise myself with what other people have done and see if I can slot in. I don't want to kind of redo something that somebody else has done and potentially contradict them, because that wouldn't serve anybody's purpose. So I'm kind of playing with that. I do fancy doing some lore-y stuff and maybe some Tory stuff as well around Star Citizen, but I just want to make sure I slot in, so that would be quite good. So, Dr. Question D, I think each game has its merits and each has a different focus from what they weren't. Yeah, I think you're right. They're very, very different styles of gameplay. Eric's got a new PC coming, so hopefully we'll be able to play. Yes, good. Mine seems to be just about capable of doing it, which is good. The Arc Star map is fantastic, and I did enjoy that. That looks very, very cool. It's a really nice star map, that. Okay, so Sad Universe says RSI is the oldest company in the verse, and they created the Quantum Drive in like 2017. So the Quantum Drive is a seriously old bit of kit, isn't it? Obviously been improved over the years. I'm hoping they add archaeology in. Sad Universe, there is a lot of lore, but it's very hard to find it. It is very disparate, isn't it? I must admit, I've gone through quite a few websites thinking this is quite hard to navigate. So I think there is maybe an opportunity for me to do a little bit of kind of pulling stuff together, which I quite enjoy doing, so maybe that will be a focus of videos in the future. And every Tuesday they release lore articles on the website every Tuesday for almost 10 years. Okay, so that's cool. So I need to make sure I kind of get my RSS feeds or website update feeds sorted out. Krilikov says he can help with the lore. I work on the SC Cosmonaut magazine. We do lots of lore stuff. That will be very interesting. Well, get in touch with me then in that case, Krilikov, through my my website. We can definitely have a chat. Artificial Guy, may I watch your stream? Of course you can. Yep. What year is SC said it? We are in. Somebody get this right. Is it 2951? Something like that. Somebody will know. There we are. 2950. Okay, 2952, of course, as it is now. So a few hundred years before Elite Dangerous is times. You know, it's still in the far distant future. Nice hat. Thank you very much. Right. Anyway, let's go and have a look around. Let's see how this game works. We're here in this hab. It's daylight outside, that's good. Now I'm on the planet Microtech, which is the furthest one of the 4 planets away from the star. Now this, as I understand it, is a terraformed world, where the terraforming didn't quite go as planned, leaving a sort of icy planet, or a planet where most of the time the temperature is too low for comfortable human habitation. And as a result of that, Microtech has bought this planet, and they actually make use of the fact it's cold for their manufacturing, which is quite a nice little touch. So it's got that sort of hoth. You can kind of see why the planets have been done like this. So this is kind of got a very hoth, generic ice planet sort of vibe, which is fine. That's really good. So you can kind of play around with snow and ice effects and all those kind of things. There is a cloud city kind of planet where there's a breathable atmosphere, but it's a gas giant and the city is floating in the sky. That's very cool. There's a sort of like super corporate planet where the entire planet is a city. Again, no prizes for which sci-fi franchise that's come from. And there was all sorts of space stations. Now it'd be worth me talking about the space stations a little bit, but let me go and get my ship in the first instance, because there's a small delay sometimes in getting the ship. One of the things I will say is, as I'm walking through here, I am still totally bowled over by the attention to detail in these environments. I hadn't realised here at New Babbage, and that's worth going and having an explore around just for the heck of it anyway, but I was going to concentrate on trying to do a couple of missions today. The terraforming accidents, yeah. There's lots of things like that in the lore I've discovered. So it went wrong, did it? The entire environment is very super corporate. It is very, very cool. And we'll talk a bit about that. But I do want to fly the spaceship around a bit more, because last time I did spend an awful lot of time just wandering around, looking at things, going, "Ooh, isn't it shiny?" Which is okay. But we do want to see. Now you do have to be careful on the stairs. Okay. Now this is something that I've learned. So anybody coming new to Star Citizen, be careful on the stairs. Okay. You can control the speed your character walks at. Using your mouse wheel. Okay, so I've set it to really slow here. Okay, so I'm just sort of ambling across the forecourt. If I go into the external camera, you can kind of see that. Okay, so I'm just literally casually walking around, right? But if I roll my mouse wheel forward, I can control the speed at which my character walks, which is a really nice touch. I don't know if that's something that's come out of other FPS games, but I hadn't come across that before, and I really rather like that. So I can control the speed my character walks by the scroll wheel, which gives you the ability to walk around in a very natural fashion. One thing you mustn't do, as Truffle Gaming has already said, don't run down the stairs, all right? Stairs seem to be very, very dangerous in Star Citizen. I have died a couple of times on the stairs. Once because I leapt down the stairs and I actually probably just brained myself. I actually knocked myself out in the game, which was quite cool. So there are sort of physical hazards. You can't, it's not just utterly safe. You've got to be a little bit careful. And I am told there are a few bugs associated with stairs. You can fall through them and get stuck and all sorts of things. So there are issues. Okay. You can run but don't sprint. Okay. Have I been to prison yet? No, I haven't been to prison yet. I haven't been arrested yet. So that's the thing. Here's the next thing that really impresses me with Star Citizen. Okay, everything is physicalized. This train actually has to arrive. It doesn't just turn up and just materialize and get kind of put in there as a thing. It actually has to physically arrive at the station before we can do anything, which is like exactly how trains are like in real life. It was really fun because I've been playing this quite a lot, and over Christmas I had to go to London to go and see a show, and of course you had to go on the Underground, and it's really quite surreal going into the Underground train, having played this and thinking, well, this Underground train's nowhere near fast enough. What's going on here? But it was the experience of doing this in Star Citizen is so well done that it's kind of almost indistinguishable from real life, other than the fact that these trains are much more super high tech, go much faster, don't make screechy noises around the corners. Other than all those kind of realism things, these futuristic high spec trains are just astonishing. And the beautiful thing is, look at that! It's just beautiful science fiction. I'm on a maglev train going to pick up my spaceship from the spaceport. I mean, how cool is that? It's just really, 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 really well done. And you can sit down on these chairs and you can chill out. And if you sit down on the chairs and don't get off the train, then it just goes back the other way. And you could just ride the elevator all day, or ride the train all day. Very, very cool. I love this whole "you're in the world" thing that they've taken as a kind of design thing. It must have given them some serious headaches in terms of designing the game, but I absolutely think this is admirable. That there's this whole, you have to go there. Okay, you have to move around. You have to interact with a train. You have to interact with a lift. You have to interact with the elevator. Whatever it happens to be, you have to do it yourself. And then look, I just can turn around and this train's going off somewhere. And actually, if somebody got on that train would physically go somewhere and do something for them. I think that's really, really good. It's not just a loading screen. And this kind of, it isn't a loading screen, is a really big deal. Look, there's another player over there doing some stuff. You can always tell the players because they're always legging it about at really high speed. Krilikov, I whispered to you a link. Oh, thank you very much for that, Krilikov. That's really, really good. On the official coin, do I have a hotess? Yes, I do. I am using, I can't pull it, the cable's not long enough. I'm using a Thrustmaster T1600M. 16,000M, actually, no, sorry, T16,000.M. No, I've been talking so long, there's another train coming. Let's get to the space station. So yes, I am using a HOTAS. The HOTAS does, I like flying spaceships with a HOTAS because I'm a bit of a flight sim sort of guy. I also do quite a lot of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I like that. So yeah, flying a spaceship to me with a joystick makes a lot of sense. I'm also left-handed, so the T16,000M is one of the few joysticks where you can rock it over to a left-handed configuration. I've got the matching throttle control, which isn't quite so friendly to left-handed people, but it's usable for me because I'm using it in my right hand. So some of the buttons I have to kind of crab around the side because it's just annoying, but and I have to press buttons in the lift. That's cool. I like that. What I like most about this game, actually one of the biggest design things I absolutely adore about it, is there aren't any menus. Okay, there aren't any menus. So the only menu you literally have got in this game is the default stuff there. Basically, options, graphics, video, all the usual stuff, right? There are no in-game menus. Okay. There are no in-game menus. This is a crucial thing. If you want to change the configuration of something, you have to go and do it. Okay, physically manipulate a control in the game. That is so good. Okay. Now you do have a portable gadget on your wrist. Okay, for those of you who haven't seen it, most of you, I'm I'm sure will know this, but and I've also figured out that you can there we go, that I can zoom around. So on my character's wrist is this gadget, okay, which projects some sort of hologrammatic thing into your face that you can kind of then control, and you can do a whole bunch of stuff from here. So yes, it's an in-game menu. I know it is from a coding perspective, but it's done with a lorry kind of, you can carry this around with you. There's a reason for it existing, because it's basically your wristwatch, but it's projecting data into your screen. So I can muck about with my ship from here. I can do stuff, and I can track things. I can look up where the planets are and do navigation and all that kind of stuff, all from the comfort of my wristwatch, which is just brilliant. That is a fantastic piece of design, really, really well thought through, very, very clever. Like that a lot. I've got to go through here, haven't I? Right, so let's head towards getting my spaceship. I've got a frisk from somebody I know. I'll accept that. There we go. And the attention to detail around here, I mean, you've got guards. I mean, they don't really do anything, but they do kind of scratch their legs and look bored, which is exactly right. There are screens that actually do have some information on them, which is, again, one of my pet hates in sci-fi things is non-functional screens. Whether that's in movies or games. It's just everything's beautifully done, and some things, as you can see, there's customs and information. It doesn't really do anything right now, but and the doors are kind of locked. But they've thought about areas for expanding things, which is really, really clever, which I do really, really like. Lots of attention to detail like that, which is good. And some of the NPCs are very robotic, but some of them, they kind of look a little bit hypnotic as they're walking along. But they're not bad. They're not bad, and they're well improved naturally. And here's another thing. Look, here's weather. I don't know what that guy's doing on the wrong side of that security barrier there. And there's weather. There's the city. And we literally just came from there. That line there isn't, and I thought it was, but it isn't eye candy. Okay, it isn't eye candy. That's actually there. That's the train line we came up, which is just like, wow, that's really amazing. I love that sort of stuff. And so anyway, let's go and get my ship, because otherwise we won't get anywhere, because I'll keep going, yay, woo, pretty. I do get very excited by things like this. This is very, very cool. So most of the stuff you do is actually, it's through these kind of terminals here, which are sort of touch sensitive terminals. Let me go and get my ship. I think it's actually here, which is good. I'd have to wait for it. I love how you have to communicate with the stations as an open comm. Yes, that's a nice thing. I'll show you that. The guards will shoot at you if you're wanted. I'll bear that in mind. I don't think I've done anything illegal yet. I haven't been bad guys. At some point we'll have to do that. Bam Smith, Drew, your question how to play with the community before you've actually gotten a party in the menu screen and launch it into a single server. It works quite well. Okay, I haven't even explored anything multiplayer apart from a brief fly around with my son in my ship, so we could try out the turret. There's a whole multiplayer thing I haven't even scratched yet. So that's quite good. And you can see again, there's content to come. I mean, here's a whole bunch of. It's just a departure lounge, really, and it's kind of like a super high-tech modern departure lounge. But that's good. And there are flights coming and going, as you would expect from a spaceport. And up over here, if I try not to sprint up the stairs, commercial flights leave over there. Now they don't go anywhere right now, but again, quite a nice feature. Places for stuff to happen in the future. Anyway, let's go get my ship. Which is up in another lift. Now, Chris Roberts definitely likes his lifts. Elevators, as they're called in the States. We call them lifts in the UK. He likes his lifts. I mean, there's lots of. The other thing, there are a lot of stairs in Star Citizen as well, but the stairs and the lifts don't seem to complement each other, which is interesting. So there aren't sort of any emergency exits, which is a bit interesting. So if the lifts go wrong, that's interesting. Why have I got? I've gone to the wrong hangar. Oh, it's in hangar 3. I was thinking that's not my ship. What's going on? I'm in the next door hangar. Somebody else's ship that was. Don't know whose that was. Better go back. Hangar 3. And you have to press buttons in the lift. That's cool as well. I even went to the wrong location there. It's like, what? that's not my ship. That was quite funny. Right, here, this should be Hangar 4. This should hopefully be my Drake Cutlass. There we go. Now, so this is the ship that I've bought myself. Now, I know it's not the cheapest ship. It's certainly not the most expensive ship, but it has cost me some real money. But I mean, what a ship! I mean, I have not felt so excited by a spaceship since I can't remember when. All right, I really absolutely love this ship. The only thing I want to be able to do, which I don't think, unless anyone can tell me I can do, I don't think at the moment there's any option for me to do, is to actually give it a name that you can stencil on the side of the ship. I don't think you can do that for the Drake Cutlass yet. I'd so love to be able to stencil a name on the side of it and give it. I haven't actually come up with a name yet. I'm still working on that. And it's got these little buttons here where you open the door and the back hatch comes down. This just still just bowls me over the fact that there's a door. I can just walk in to my spaceship. This is my spaceship. I can walk into the door and I can close the door. Oh, it's so exciting. I mean, on one hand, it's like, really? You're just pressing buttons on a spaceship. You're making a door go up and down. That's exciting. Is that gameplay? And on the other hand, spaceship. And there are other ships. I just like this. I just love the ship. The fact, I mean, there's stuff like this you can do. You know, it's got side doors. You know, I haven't done it yet, but I can imagine hanging out here with a gun and just using my ship to kind of provide some, you know, air cover for some kind of dodgy heist. That sounds quite fun. Etc. 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 So there we go. And then obviously we walk forward into. I just love these ship interiors. I mean, I can't go back. There's no way I could go back. Having experienced ship interiors are so damn cool. Okay, there's just no argument in my head. I wasn't a big fan of you know, on foot gameplay for space games. You know, I like spaceships, but having a spaceship that feels like a place is priceless. All right, it's absolutely priceless. It really is. Now, here's another thing that I came across, which is a bit bewildering to start with. Now, all my stuff that I've bought in Star Citizen seems to be a little bit erratic. So either I'm making some mistakes here, or it's just a bit erratic, just in general, because I seem to have duplicated a few things, as you can see. And I don't think there's any way for me to sell stuff that I've accidentally bought twice. Anyway, so that's the thing. But I do have some guns. Well, at least I've got one gun, and I've got a whole bunch of other stuff here that I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do with it. But I can take the gun. I think I can. How do I give it to my character? Is she not able to carry it without a backpack? Maybe that's the case. Now it's disappeared. Now this sort of thing happens. This happens to me a lot. Is like, where did it go? So there are. Oh, so there it is again. So can I? Oh, I'm in the armistice zone. Oh, I see. So I can't. Can I just put it on the ship? Maybe let's do that, because I'm going to take a few things with me that might be useful. I don't think I need most of this. I might take the backpack with me. So that's now putting it from this kind of generic storage here at the spaceport to my ship. Right. So what else have I got? Somewhere I've got a harness. Where's the harnessy bit? I bought myself a Drake hat. That's quite cool. I sort of ended up with a lot of medical smocks, which you get when you die. Oh, that sounds like Space Tea might be around. Yeah. Space Tea. Thank you very much, brother.
There you
go. Space Tea has arrived. Dun, dun, dun.
Even on a Friday.
Even on a Friday, exactly. Thank you very much, my love. Appreciate the Space Tea. Right, so I don't think I've got any ammo, so I might have to go and get some. Now, where is that harnessy thing? Is that it? I'm a bit confused by what everything does. That's a backpack. That's the core grey. Can I put that back? Will she carry that? No, I need a harness. I thought I had a harness, but anyway, maybe it's disappeared. those utility things. Those are various other bits and bits. There's all sorts of stuff, and I'm still I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I need. As long as I can kind of survive on external environment, I'm good for the time being. Because I'm trying to not do anything too dangerous right now because I don't know what I'm doing. So anyway, that's one thing I wanted to show you. The reason I've got the gun out is what you can do is if you I can't do it here, I think, because I'm in the armour zone, so I won't bother doing that. One of the things they do seem to have fixed. Oh, so the armour has holsters, right? Okay, got it. So I'll need a better suit. I'll play around with that. You can stick your guns in the gun rack over here, which is quite cool, which kind of gives you an idea of what this ship's all about. And you can lie down on the beds. Okay, so both of these beds now work. So I can sit down on the bottom bed. This spaceship doesn't yet have a loo, which is a bit of a curious oversight. So you can do that. Have to get back up. Just why? But they have done the top bunk. So if you want, yeah, I'll be in my bunk. I won't log out now. I know not to log out now. You can go lie down on the top bunk. Yeah, here we go. So it's just quite cool. You know, I've got my bunk, which is excellent. So let's get that back out of there, and then back down again. So they've mapped all of the animation of that as well, which is quite cool. That's what the side door is for. So anyways, before we get kicked out of the thing, let's get into parts. Everything you have to do yourself manually. This really appeals to the flight simmer in me because this is just so nice. I love this dashboard as well. Not all the spaceships have the same dashboards, but this one's got loads of multifunction displays, which allows me to do stuff. Now the ship is activated. I can switch on the engines. Looks like I need to refuel, so I do that through my vehicle maintenance services. I can ask for them to repair it. I can ask them to refuel it and do the quantum. I basically toggle what I want and then basically say confirm, and somebody somewhere goes away and does it. Now, if you watch the hydrogen and the quantum drive things, you can't see this. Actually, they're underneath the chat, but they're now sort of just rising up. It doesn't happen instantly. It just somebody's plugged something into the ship and refueled it, which is quite nice. Now, I can contact communications via my Mobiglass thing, but I can also do it via the ship. Watch this. This is very cool. So I basically go over here, go into the menu of this console, and go to where is it? Comms. There it is. I need to scroll that down. User interface design is very similar in the far distant future. Just talk to them, and then basically they'll talk back to me in a moment.
You've exceeded the allotted time to depart.
Oh, hopefully they'll open the doors. No, come on, open the door for me.
Initiating ship storage procedure.
No, don't initiate ship storage.
Please vacate the area. Thank you for your cooperation.
I'm going to try and get them. Open the door. Open the pod bay doors, Hal. Will they allow me out? So they don't store my ship because I'm in it.
Initiating ship storage procedure.
No.
For your safety, please vacate the area.
Have I left it too long? Maybe I need to go and do this again. They get impatient with you, which I assume is a multiplayer thing. I'm taking up too much space. I took too long. Yeah, they're not going to let me out, the rotters, right? I'm going to have to get out of my ship. Go back out, come back into it, I think, and request departure. I may get teleported back. Let me leg it out of my ship then in that case. I took too long chatting you through my ship. There we go. Let me go and do that again. I'm still very OCD. I've got to tidy up. Okay. Right, let me get away from here. I'll jump back in the lift. Maybe I can contact them in the Mobiglass. Will that work? Let's try that. That's a good call. Comlink. I'm hailing the spaceport. Will it work? Spaceport tower is like when this guy's going to take off. I know. It's like the worst guy. No, they're ignoring me now. I'm getting nothing from the spaceport. So I said, nope, you've hacked us off. Right, I better go back down. What I'll do is I'll store my ship. and go and do that again. That's my apologies. I've been idle on the pad too long. Yep. Right, let's go do that again. So, in Elite Dangerous, loitering is a crime punishable by death. In Star System, loitering is a crime punishable by complete indifference. Right, okay, I'm going to store it. Hopefully that will... It says unknown, now it says stored. Let's retrieve it again. They're going to really...
Remember, your belongings belong to you. Keep a careful...
We're going to Hangar 4 this time. That's the hangar I went to before, so... Hangar 4 is the one I normally end up with, actually, so that's quite good. No. You take a sip of tea and the damn door closes. Come back. You've got to be alert on this game, okay? There's no hanging around. You it's like... oh dear. Yeah, we're right. Okay, sip of tea again. Get out of the hangar. Before that. Right, there's my ship. It's mysteriously been transported to the pad next to it all. So let me go straight to there and let's get the ship in the air this time. Now, a lot of people online have been complaining that the door on the Cutlass Black is a bit buggy. I must admit, I haven't really experienced this. It's always worked fine for me. So, I don't know, maybe that's something they've improved. Anyway, let's go back. I won't dilly-dally in the ship this time. Let's get into the cockpit. And let's actually just quickly before we go, let's just see if there's any interesting missions for us to do. There's a illegal supplies blockade. That sounds good. That sounds quite good. Prices offered by station members. Well, that sounds quite fun, doesn't it? Illegal blockade, medical supplies needed. Let's try that. I've got no idea whether I've got any chance of succeeding at that, but there we go.
This is Director Russ for Crusader Security. I wanted to personally express my thanks for volunteering to do a supply run to the blockaded station. Those supplies will mean a lot to the people there. Hopefully everything will go well and they will be restocked before too long. Good luck.
So I suppose the question is, where do I get some supplies from? But we'll figure that out in a minute. Right, so let me talk to... I want to do this on the ship, so... Because that's definitely the way to do it, I think. Comms, there we are, and there we go. Hiding in the spaceport. Now, with a bit of luck, the doors will open this time. Yay, there we go.
You are clear to launch.
I am clear to launch. Right, okay, so the doors open in front of me. Hello, with time you'll learn that bugs can come and go depending on patches and updates. Basmo 598. Yeah, I've definitely come into a few bits and pieces. Let's switch the engines on. I'm just going to hover up a little bit. There we go. We get the HOTAS. It's a little bit sluggish to start with. There we go. Fly the ship out the door. Getting better at that now. Up to the undercarriage. And then we're outside, and you get condensation on the windscreen and all sorts of wacky stuff like that. Right, so I'm travelling at a very slow speed right now. There's the external view, which you can obviously spin around and do stuff with. So let's just angle up, whack the engines on full. There we go. Oh, it's just fabulous. As we blast out of the ground, really nice effects actually. So illegal blockade, medical supplies needed was the mission that I took. So I'm wondering, is it sending me to pick up some medical supplies first? Is the game going to do that for me? Medical supplies. What is it? It says medical supplies needed. The research places in moons sell the meds. Okay. In that case, we'll have to go and find ourselves a moon then. Now, one thing I've noticed about the Cutlass Black is that when it's in atmosphere, it doesn't trim itself. So if you let go of the controls, it dives out of control very slowly, but out of control. There doesn't seem to be any way to adjust the trim of this spaceship, which is something I think needs sorting out. I don't know if there's a control that I'm missing. Head to Yella or Kellin and buy supplies to bring to the blockade. Okay, fantastic. I'll give that a whirl. and we'll see how we do getting through the blockade. Which is quite. Calliope has a good research outpost, I think, as well. Okay, so we'll give that a whirl as well. So yeah, that whole business about requesting comms and being able to do the comms via the ship's interface. That's nice. That's very nice, and I like the fact the ships. Let me just get out of. I think we're almost out of ammo actually. It doesn't take you too long, fortunately, in this spaceship. Let me just throttle down then, and then I can set that console back to what it was doing before, which was self-status. There we go. And there we are. We're kind of out of atmosphere. So now we need to navigate. Okay, so that is F4. No, not F4. F2. And this is the system. This is an overview of the system. So what we kind of have here, we're out here in Microtech, which is the 4th planet out. The 3rd planet out is ArcCorp. The 2nd planet out is Crusader, which is the gas giant. And Hurston is the one that's closest to the Stanton star. And these planets have various moons about them. But also there are these Lagrange points. Now everybody now knows what a Lagrange point is, of course, because of the James Webb Space Telescope, which is going to the L2. I think it's the L2 point in Earth orbit. Now, if we just zoom in on Hurston, you can see the L2 Hurston Lagrange point, and in Star Citizen, at the various Lagrange points, which are kind of gravitationally stable points in a planetary orbit, there are sort of asteroids and space stations and things hanging about, which is kind of sensible, makes sense place to put a space station, which is quite a nice thought. So I'm looking for Calliope and what was the other moon? There is a moon. Lord Monotone was looking it up by the look of it. Go to the moon of Microtech and look for a research outpost. Calliope. Okay, well look at that. So I can zoom in here. Calliope. There we go. So there's a moon. So I basically click on it, set that route. That now tells my quantum drive to go there. Okay, so not all the Lagrange points have stations. That's interesting. Okay. Wasn't aware of that. And basically all I then do is activate the quantum drive, point at it, it calibrates, and then we're ready. B. Sometimes that special effect loads and sometimes it doesn't. So that seems to be an outstanding bug, particularly on the shorter hops, because obviously it doesn't take very long to get there. Now we're too close to use it for anything else, but hopefully there's a research station or something. I'm looking for a research outpost. Okay, so that's a mining facility. There's a research outpost, that'll do. Let's go there. So the quantum drive is your kind of mechanism for moving around space inside systems. It's actually relatively quick, particularly at slow distances. It doesn't seem to. Another thing that, I mean, again, it's a stylistic choice. Okay, so the QT animation outward bound. Oh, sorry, I've still got a slight cough, which is annoying me. I have got space tea though, so hopefully that'll go. I might encounter PvP at this event. Okay, well, I'll bear that in mind because that'll be boom time. Right, switch off the quantum drive because I don't need that anymore. The only problem with that is then you lose. Is there a way for me to target the base without having the quantum drive on? Because otherwise it's impossible to see it. Okay, so the QT animation outward bound from Microtech is balked. Okay, that explains why that didn't work. Because I couldn't really see a pattern to why it was working, why it wasn't working. How much UAC do I have? I have 800,000. So hopefully that's enough to buy some stuff. Ooh, don't go down too low. Now I'm going down too fast. Got to be a bit careful you don't crash into the ground here. Careful of my altitude. Yes, I was just worrying that. So you've got to be. This is quite a good thing actually. Is landing on the night side of some of these places, you can't see anything, and there is no, at least not that I've encountered. There's no ground terrain radar. So you are sort of eyeballing your spaceship on the way down, which is kind of okay. I'll press tab. Right, what does that do? Doesn't do anything for me, unless I've remapped it accidentally. Okay, that's saying obstructed, so I don't know why it's obstructed. I can see Dr. Quest MD, actually, that's somebody I know. So somebody else is here with me in PBB. Maybe I've rebound the key. What's it supposed to do? No, tab to send out a ping to get a brief overlay. Okay, that doesn't seem to be working, so I may have accidentally rebound that key, I don't know. Right, so let's really go in slow here. I can see the base anyway, and I've got my ship lights on, which just illuminate the snow. So I'll come in slowly, there we go. Let's put the undercarriage down while we're waiting. So I can't really see what I'm doing here. Although I have to say the ship lights in this game are really good. So all I've really got is visual inspection. I can. Well, that's the landing pad, isn't it? So let's get down there. Something that lots of people advise me is to keep my shields up when I'm on pads and things, which is very sensible advice. So thank you for that. There we go. Let's land the ship. So I can turn the engines off, but leave the shields on. All right. Very important tip. Don't switch the ship off. So there's another player. That's Dr. Quest MD over there flying his ship. Okay, so let's see if we can get some medical supplies then. Now this whole business of walking through your ship to get out the back of it will get old. No. Engine off saves fuel. I could have switched the engines off. Yeah, that's true as well. The other thing is obviously take some basic precautions, just like you would if you were leaving your house. Do the same with your ship. Okay, close the doors, just in case somebody else tries to sneak inside. And basically, apparently, people can make off with your ship. It's very cool, but probably quite annoying. I've left the lights on as well. I'm not too worried about saving fuel because I seem to have quite a lot. Now, is there anywhere in particular I need to go? Because there's two kind of buildings here. Does it really matter? Will they both do the same thing? Yeah, let's wander over to this one. There's only two, so. There we go. And I love these airlocks, are very cool. Okay, you have to cycle them. So not only do you have to walk inside them, you have to cycle the airlock, which of course is totally correct. You know, you've got to close the outer door, fill up this interior area with pressure, i.e. some breathable atmosphere, and then the inner door will open, which is perfectly reasonable. Okay, so is there anybody here? How do I buy some medical stuff? Is my next question. I don't really know what I'm looking for. Oh, there's another player. Hello. Don't shoot me. Because I really don't know what I'm doing. So there's crates around here on the floor, but this is the wrong building. Right, okay. In that case, I'm in the wrong place. So I'll go across. How do you tell that? Because there's nothing obvious to me telling me what the function of each building is. Other building has a small console. Right, okay, so let's wander across to the other side. Okay, there's two other buildings actually. I don't know which one's the right one. You might just need to check them. Okay, so let's have a look at this. There's another one over there. There's actually three buildings. So let's try this one. This one's got a window, so that's quite cool. The way the buildings are blended into the ground is quite nice as well. So again, it feels quite well placed. Let's cycle that airlock. Okay, so we're looking for a console. This one's got another door. Okay, you can look out the window. There we go. That's nice. Very Space 1999. Lots of doors here. I think it might be the third one. I don't know what this building. Trust me to get unlucky. This just goes on and on. Not woo. Well, that one opened briefly and then now won't open again. That was a bit tantalising. Okay, it's definitely the third one, right? Okay, well, rather than waste time exploring for the moment, let's go back then. See if we can get ourselves some medical supplies. The other one was the barracks. Okay, it might have text on the outside, but tells you which one, which I must say I didn't really see. Some places are quite well signposted in this game, but some of them aren't. It does make it tricky to see. So is there anything on there? It just says Rainari Inc. Oh no, hang on, it does look. There's a sign there that says hydroponics. Okay, so there we go. So you've just got to pay attention. Some solar panels or cooling panels, perhaps. There's somebody waving at me. Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, this is storage. Yay! Fantastic. Okay, so in we go. Let's cycle the. Are we both inside? Look at that. See, that's another thing. We can kind of do things together. Somebody can do the airlock. Oh, okay. So here's a dude, and we want some medical supplies, I guess. There we go. So here's the console. Select a location. The Cutlass Black. I want to buy something. What do I want? Medical supplies. I don't know. Shall I fill it up to max? Let's do that. That's going to cost me 76. That's okay. Hopefully that's not illegal cargo. So I've got 46 scoos of cargo. Okay, so that should be commodity cargo. That's good. Right. Transaction 4,600 units of medical supplies have been selected. Brilliant. Okay. So let's see how well this works. No, if I'm going to get the stream sniped, then this is the time it's going to happen, isn't it? In my Cutlass Black. Okay, so right, let's wait for that door to cycle. So head back to the ship, presumably now. Let's see what that's actually done. Sort of interesting little noises. So there's my ship over there. The weather's actually been kind to me today. Oh look, you can actually see, that must be Microtech there in the background. I hadn't seen that before, up in the sky. Now I go to the station need, land, don't store the ship and sell the cargo at the admin office. Right, okay, so let's see if this will work. Okay, so I'm back on. I presume I filled my ship up with cargo. So am I going to see the cargo in the hold? Oh, look at that! The ship is totally stashed full of cargo. That is so nice, isn't it? Look at that. My ship is crammed full of medical supplies, which of course it should be. That is very cool. That is very, very cool indeed. I do like that. Now, because it feels like...
Security Director Rust. Wanted to inform you that we no longer need your assistance in restocking the station.
Oh no.
Taken care of. We'll definitely let you know if we need any further assistance in the future.
Obviously took too long to do to do that mission. I can still sell it. That's a bit weird. I'm surprised that blockade was that short. Anyway, well we'll go and do the mission anyway, shall we? I suppose that's realistic, isn't it? If you're like, oh, it took way too long to get that mission. Now I bought a whole bunch of cargo that I don't need. That's the game, just playing silly buggers with you. Okay, right. So where shall I go then? Where shall I actually go? Right, let's turn the ship lights off. Turn the engines back on. Okay. Okay, the blockade was probably running a while before you took it. Okay, so you just can't tell. Where shall I sell this stuff then? I've no idea why I should take it. I do like the fact I can sell it at Microtech. I could just go back down there, could I? Should we go somewhere a bit? We've been to Microtech though, so can we go somewhere a bit more? Yeah, somewhere else that's worth going to. I don't know, one of these other places maybe. Anywhere you suggest? I'm just waiting for the chat to catch me up now. Go to Area 18 on ArcCorp. Okay, let's go there then. ArcCorp is there. They buy at a good price. Good. If you have another ship, you should be able to store this one. Now the blockade has stopped. All the main hugs take medicals. Okay, well, let's go to ArcCorp because that's quite a cool place. Let's go across there. Right, so set route is done. Let's get the ship off the ground. Undercarriage up. Full throttle. Let's get ourselves into space. And we'll go from there. Oh, Grim Hex. Grim Hex is a very cool place to visit. Or Area 18. Let's go to Area 18 since that's kind of on our lists. And let's fire up the quantum drive, for which I don't have a target reticle for some reason. Let's just get out of the atmosphere then. Oh, there it is down there. Looks like it's occluded. Yeah, it's always the way, isn't it? Okay, so I'm probably going to have to cancel the route and get myself a orbital marker. Okay, so sometimes you try and navigate somewhere and the planet's in the way and you can't fly around the planet. Well, you can sometimes, but not all the time, I found. Wait, get off. So you have to find these orbital markers to allow you to navigate around the planet, which is quite a nice way of doing it actually. So let's go to OM6. There we go. Boom. So there we go. That's the quantum drive now working, and maybe we can get to ArcCorp from that angle. Let's see if that works. There we go. It's literally just visible. Oh no, we've got to get to OM1 first. And then work around it. Okay, so if you set the route at moment, it won't calculate the need to get around the planet. Oh, okay. I didn't realise that. That's quite interesting. So now it has. Okay, that makes more sense. Little things like that are really, really cool tips. So thanks for that. Very, very useful. Let's get to ArcCorp, which is quite a long way. This is 59 million kilometres away. It's going to take a little bit of time to get there. Right. However, I have upgraded my quantum drive along with a few other bits and pieces, which is quite cool. So here we go again. Right, there's the ship flying through space. Now I know I've shown you this before, but I'm still impressed by this. So while my ship is flying through quantum drive, I can get up out of the pilot seat, ta-da, and I can wander around in my ship while the ship is doing its thing. Okay, if I look out through the windows, it's still doing its quantum drive, right? That's just really, really cool. I can walk back to check the cargo. It's still there. I love the fact that it actually physically is here. Yeah, my ship is stashed full of stuff.
This is Director Rust of Crusader Security.
Oh.
While those responsible still remain at large, the quantum travel blockade is now over.
Okay.
We are doing everything we can to keep you safe. But strongly advise extra caution as traffic resumes. That is all.
Okay, thanks. So you still don't need my medical supplies. But one of the things you can I think this certainly isn't advisable. I can open the side doors. The ship's still travelling through quantum space. I mean, I don't think jumping out there would be a good idea, but you could actually do it. Don't go too close. No. It's just, you know, when they switch VR on in this game, there's going to be all sorts of vertigo problems, aren't there? That's very, very cool. So let's quickly close that door. I love the way the cargo's virtualized. That's very, very cool. But they've still designed it so you've got the ability to walk around and inspect things. You know, the ship is presumably crammed full, but I can still wander around and, you know, get in and out and check things, which is obviously important. So that's a fully loaded ship. That's quite nice. Seeing the cargo in there is quite good. You can walk in the hallways of a carrier while a 5-man crew is having a full-on battle around you. So that's, again, the gameplay opportunities there are just awesome. All right, back into the pilot seat we go. And we can see that we're getting there. Okay, so let's have a look at the map again. So the map updates in real time. I can see where my ship is at any given point. So it's travelling there. You can, if you like. I'm following behind so I can get you show them the EVA. Oh, the EVA is cool. Let's okay. If I drop out, Dr. Quest MD, if I drop out of quantum drive, can you locate me? Is there a mechanism for you to do that? Tell me that in the chat, because if you can, that would be quite cool. I don't know if you're able to attract me. I mean, that's quite spooky actually. I don't know how to do that, even. But maybe other people do. So that's quite good. Do tell me if that's possible. Only if you're in a party or you make a beacon. Okay, so I'd have to make a beacon. I don't know how to make a beacon at the moment. Okay, so we'll maybe do that another time. Now, for those wondering about the actual ship again, see, there's lots of options here. So here's where you modify your power distribution. So in many games, that's just a series of pips or options. Here, it's kind of completely, customizable in the sense that I think that's obviously more power to weapons. That's more power to, I don't know, is that engines or shields? And that's the other one, whatever that is. There is also, and I haven't explored that yet, there's also the concept of overclocking things. So inside here, if I list the items, I think the JS400 is my power plant. I can overclock it in a kind of geeky PC Master Racy sort of a way. Okay, so shields are left, engines are the bottom right. Okay, gotcha. Right, shields left. No, hang on. Right. Okay. Right. Shields right, engines bottom. Right. Okay, that makes more sense. But I can overclock some of the items on board, which presumably gives them slightly more power, but basically maybe wears them out more quickly. So there's lots of little options there. There's my sort of shield health thing, but I can look at that from different angles. So I can, it's got some very, very cool sci-fi kind of trope things in here. Forward and aft shields. There's multiple shields. Okay, so you don't just have a single shield. You have, in this case, 4. I don't know how the top of the ship is guarded. That's an interesting question. I don't know what the answer to that one is. But it's got more than one deflector shield, okay, and you can change any MFD to be any other MFD, or duplicate displays and stuff, so that's all very, very cool, right? As well as the heads-up display stuff that you've got. Okay, so looking back at that one, so here that's my weapon. So if I want all the power to my weapons, I can do that. If I want all the power to the shields, I can do that. And if I want all the power to the engines, I can do that. Or I can just, as you would expect, neutralise it and make a compromised position in the middle. No, it's one shield now. The MFD is not fitting the actual situation anymore. Okay, so okay, any S4 shields offer 4 shields. So that's an MFD thing not lining up with real life. So that's interesting. Okay, so there's things that are changing. Fair enough. And there's other stuff over here. This is, I think, power management, showing different guns. Now I have swapped the guns around on my thing. I did have 2 ballistic weapons, some sort of Gatling guns, and I've got some missiles, which I haven't tried the missiles out at all. But I've replaced all my guns with lasers, so I don't have any ammo problems. Not that I really have much cause to use it, but what's interesting about this ship is that it cannot hold much ammo. Okay, it's like flying an old Spitfire. You've got about 10 seconds of, and then you're out of ammo, and that's kind of it. So, which I suppose is quite realistic, but I haven't found a way to rearm the ship very easily, other than going to a spaceport. They aren't actually lasers; they're energy weapons. Okay, but they sort of recharge. Yeah, I suppose they can't be lasers, can they? Because you can see them move. Do I play on keyboard and mouse? No, I've got a HOTAS as well, CQ59. So I've got mouse, keyboard, and HOTAS on there. So look, we're coming into. I do like this quantum drive effect. It's very, very cool, and the detail of the ship is just. I love it. And then this camera with f4 that I can modify, so I can get some kind of. I mean, look at that! Look at that engine. That's just fabulous. What a cool looking ship. It's very sort of. It looks like a spaceship, doesn't it? It's got pipes and stuff. It's not pretty, but it's functional. I really like that. No, we're almost there now. Lots and lots of features like that are so good. So I've got somebody trying to contact me. Sorry about that. I don't know how to do that. I'll leave that alone for the moment. Sorry. I will start trying to do some multiplayer stuff. I like all that exposed stuff on the outside of the ships because it makes sense that they would be exposed for maintenance purposes. And Drake are designed to be cheap, effective, and easy to repair, which is good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's kind of a workaday sort of a spaceship. Okay, here we're coming up on the ArcCorp planet. And interesting enough, the quantum drive, unlike a lot of spaceship drive, doesn't seem to be affected very much by gravity wells, which is actually kind of useful because there's no hanging around waiting to get out of space. Well, let's wait for the quantum drive to cool down. Then it resets itself. Then we've got to find Area 18. There it is there. Looks like it's on the opposite side of the planet. So it should figure that out itself. Here it goes. B. Yeah, it's going to fly us around. Awesome. So the autopilot in this is actually reasonably smart. Actually, it can navigate around the planet and figure out a few bits and pieces. Lasers are for mining only. Right. Okay. So we haven't had proper lasers yet. Okay, so they're energy weapons. A deluxe edition drink comes with gold duct tape instead of silver. Oh, it's night time at Area 18, so this is going to make it fun to land. Area 18 approaches laggy at the moment. Servers struggle with main locations loading in. Okay, so we might get a bit of lag here. Let's see how it goes. By the way, how is the streaming of the game working for you? Just out of curiosity, I haven't heard anybody complain, which is normally a good sign. Because this is this is the same old PC I've been using for quite a while now, but it has now got its 32 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, which really, thanks for the tip, by the way, everybody, seems to have made a massive difference to, well, quite a few things actually. Not just now. This is the thing I kind of like and I don't like about Star Citizens. Where the hell do you go? There's like, oh, there's the spaceport over there. It's that sort of flat bit, isn't it? That flat bit over there, I think, is the spaceport. Anyway, there we go. The voice is a little bit out of sync. Okay, I'll see what I can do about that. I don't know whether that's the lagging of the. There's so many variables with streaming. This is one of the big problems. It's streaming great, says Dr. Quest MD. Good. Well, I'm not getting any warnings, which is nice as well. Which may be being helped by it being Friday afternoon rather than the evening. And if this is a good time I'm getting 72 viewers according to my OBS. So if it's a good time for me to stream, I'll see if I can make this a regular thing because Star Citizen certainly deserves it. I look like a very good ventriloquist. Who said that? At least I think that's the star base. I mean, I could be wrong. The game doesn't hold your hand in that regard. It's that you kind of expect some sort of instrument landing system to kind of wake up and tell you where to go, but it doesn't always do that. Did I mention you can land on any tall building in this place? Yeah, I have noticed that. I haven't tried it yet. Is that the spaceport? I don't know if it's the spaceport. Oh, there we go. It's saying please contact ATC to land. Now, here's a little technique for you, a tip for those of you who are Drake Cutlass owners, is I throttle down to 0 when I do the ATC comms, because otherwise my ship crashes. It seems to be one of those things. So let's go to comms. There it is. So yeah, so
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
there we go. Right, and then there's our assigned landing bay over there. And it says Area 18. So this is kind of like Coruscant, isn't it? You can see the inspiration of this, where this has come from. You can see the main kind of roadway there, the transport lane. Okay, so we're a little bit low on fuel, not super low, but there we go. And it's not immediately obvious because there's all sorts of landing lights and advertising boards and all sorts of stuff there. It's quite hard to see where you have to go. A lot of this comes down to familiarity with with the environment, so you do have to be a bit cautious. I have docked here before, so I know what I'm doing. Well, kind of, but there we go. Anyway, so I'm glad the stream is holding together. I am actually also recording this live, so I can upload to YouTube. But which don't go in the wrong bay. Right, so the external camera does come in helpful here, trying to figure out where you've got to go. So actually it's not that bay, it's the one in front. There we go. Okay, so let's make sure we don't obstruct the bay for too long. So it's quite hard, particularly on these vertical landing bays. There we go. So I find the external cameras jolly handy. There we go. So let's throttle across a tiny bit. There we go. We should be able to go pretty much straight down. Just gently. And you get collision alert, but right, make sure we get the carriage down as well. Nope, we've hit something. Up. Oh, so it's a pretty narrow access they give you here. Oh, I've hit the wall. Okay, so try not to damage the it's quite tricky. You get, I will get better, I hope. Try and do it first person. Yeah, so I will get better. It's not easy though, because there's very little spatial awareness around your ship, because you can't see out the back. There we go, we're in the docking bay. There we go, we're down. Okay, brilliant. And then we can turn the ship off.
Have a pleasant stay.
There we go. And then we get out. That's really good. So I like that. Yeah, so that's one thing I do miss from Elite Dangerous is that ground landing pad radar that pops on when you get to that point in the game. I think the ships could do with that, just so you can kind of see a little bit about the environment around your ship. Or maybe just more cameras. Okay, so I jump off here, so let's close the door, because you're not having my medical supplies. Okay, close the door. Okay, so where's the where's the exit? Over there. Right. Okay, so now here's the thing. Okay, so this PC is both streaming, recording, and playing Star Citizen at the same time. So I'm asking quite a lot of it, and I can feel the heat coming out of it a little bit from down below. But it seems to be coping all right. I'm glad the stream is holding together, which is good. Be interesting to see how well the video footage comes out as well. So, Riker Memorial Spaceport. Now, how do I sell the medical supplies? That's my next question. Okay, so here I am in the customs area, I'm guessing. Is there a console I use? See, I haven't done this before, so I don't know what I'm doing. You have to go to the TDD, the trade district in the city centre. Okay, right. So that's quite good. So that's another thing. Okay, the game forces you to wander around to do stuff. So do I put my ship away using the console here? I assume I do, because it will go away anyway, won't it? You shouldn't. Okay, so store the ship and go to the admin building. Right, okay, let's do that then.
For the latest travel information, be sure to
Okay, so my ship is now stored with its cargo on board, which all kind of makes sense. So let's wander. I haven't really noticed too much in the way of lag, though. Really, the game seems fairly happy. Where the hell do I go? This is a big place, isn't it? Shuttle to Central. Okay, let's go that way then. The administration terminal in the I/O tower. Drew, are you using audio filters within OBS? DJ Square? No, I'm not at the moment. Okay, medical supplies are still TDD. So I'm heading for the centre. Okay, let's do that. Memory causes hitching. You are no longer having the problem. Okay, because I've got more memory available. Oh, well, there's the train. It's turned up. Let's jump on the train. Oh, a tram. Sorry. And then we're heading into the district. It's not in the main town. It's all in the centre. Okay, so that's where we're heading. So again, I jump on the train, go down this like super levitating, different type of maglev train, and all the locales have got. I mean, they're kind of doing the same thing, obviously, but they've all got different styles of train. Some of them are, the microtech ones enclosed in a tube for a lot of its running. This one runs along this kind of main road for a while, and then flies off into the city and just goes directly into the city kind of area. It doesn't go down there, wherever that goes. It flies through the skyscraper. I mean, and this is just pure Blade Runner now, isn't it? Especially since it's night time here. It's really, really good. I do like the. I mean, he loves trains and elevators. I like them as well. I mean, I think, we're still humans in the future, aren't we? Assuming we are humans in the future. We're still going to need to get about, and trams and trains and cars and things are kind of how you'd expect it to work. And I like the way this one. There's another train down there. It works its way around corners and things. It isn't just like a forward and backwards train line, which would be quite cool. This one rolls around the corner at a really low speed. There's a very Blade Runner-esque hologram sitting over there. Don't know what she's advertising. We get you where you need to go, and it just drops you off here in area 18. Okay, so there we go. And there's some very contemporary things here, like plastic recycling and paper recycling. Yes, that wouldn't look out of place today, would it? And you kind of they've still got littering problems in the 29th century. Right, so let's get over to. So where am I going? What about flirting? I haven't tried any flirting in the game, actually. I haven't seen anybody I fancy flirting with, if that makes sense. That's a convention centre, which is closed by the look of it. Okay. ArcCorp Plaza. Okay, so yes, I have been here before. So this again, total Blade Runner. The Empire. Plaza upstairs. The TDD. TDD. There we are. Trade Development Centre. Got it. Okay. Let's go and complete this just because we can. That opens, right? Look at it. I mean, what I like about there's other little touches here. You can tell this place is important and where money is to be made.
While those responsible still remain at large, the quantum travel blockade is now over.
Okay, so we've had that warning before.
Everything we can to keep you safe. But strongly advise extra caution as traffic resumes. That is all.
Okay. You can tell this place is all about money because look, it just looks like money, doesn't it? It's got gold plating and it's got little, lots of money's been spent here. That's the vibe. What the other thing that really gives you the flavour of lots of money is this massive double height ceiling, which I don't know if you've been into a lot of corporate office buildings particularly of the noughties. And the early 10s, is this sort of design was very common to basically say our organisation has got stack loads of cash, and it really does give you that vibe. So you can tell some actual real architects have been involved in the design of this game because there's lots of architectural stuff in the buildings which really gives you an impression of the kind of building you're in, which I love. I think it really sets the scene well. So presumably I'll go over to one of these terminals, right? I haven't done this before, so this is all new. Use. There we go. Okay, so select a location. Presumably that's my ship. There we go. I've got some medical supplies. I want to sell them. Oh, I have to reset that. Okay. My medical supplies. I can sell all of them for a little bit more money than I bought them for. So, well, I haven't lost any money. There we go. Fair enough. Right, there we go and do that then. Yes. Okay, so we made a bit of money. There we go. Okay, so it was kind of worth it. Wasn't the rescue mission I hoped it was going to be. But there we go. Okay, so that's the thing. So it's a lovely place though, isn't it? Look at the wood floor paneling. Very swish. Empire Health is new, by the way. Oh, is it? Okay, that was closed, wasn't it, before? Let's just have a quick wander over there. Now, for all the mention of bugs in this game, and I have come across a few, they're not nearly as common as I was sort of expecting them to be, if that makes sense. I certainly haven't encountered many that have stopped me doing things, so maybe I haven't pushed it very hard yet, but so let's have a look at Empire Health, if that's new. I remember that being a closed door before, that's right. This place has got such a good vibe, hasn't it? And there's lots of, down here and off to the left and things, there's lots of dodgy sort of side areas where you can have dodgy meetings and things, which are quite cool. Empire Health Services, okay. Oh yeah, look. Okay, so this is where you can get stuff and things. Okay, so that is quite swish, isn't it? So nice to know that's there now. It's the RAM that makes the difference. Okay, so I mean, thanks to you guys for for the help. I mean, this is the general wider Star Citizen community. So thank you very much for the assistance on improving. To be honest, it's interesting when I started playing this game with the default settings that I thought were reasonable. I was getting about 25 frames per second from the game, having tweaked a few things, which was kind of okay, but not brilliant. Now, with the 32 gigabytes of RAM and a few tweaks from you guys, I'm getting 40 plus frames per second in Star Citizen while I'm streaming it and recording it. That's brilliant. So it, kudos to you guys for giving me all the information. Right. So what's worth going and having a look at while we're here? Is there another? How much time have I got left? Because we've been playing a little while. Contracts manager. Let's have a look. Delivery search. Zeta Prolinide. Maintenance. To spend. Okay, so that's quite simple. Search one. That's a mercenary. I'm not sure if I'm really up to mercenary ones yet. Bounty hunter. Ooh, okay, hang on. What's that then? Okay, so what's that do? 4,000 initial trial bounty contract for somebody last seen at the asteroid surrounding Yellow. So that basically is whether or not I can deal with one dude. Shall I go and do some combat just for a lols? Because I haven't really tried out the guns and stuff on my ship yet. So let's go do some. It is at Crusader, so we could go over there. That one's quite close by as well. Yeah, Shadow Wyvern says do it. Yeah, let's go do it. Right, let's go back to the ship and let's go. What happened there? Accepted. Did that not work? Accept offer. That didn't work. Yes, it did. There we go. Right. Okay. So right, I'll get 4,000 AE if I kill somebody. Let's see. let's just see how it goes. Oh, there's one on ArcCorp, is there? Maybe okay, tell me which one is which. How do I know? It's quite difficult. Trouble for the good of ArcCorp, which is where we are, isn't it? Okay, let's do that one. What I'll do is I'll cancel the other one, then we don't have to travel so far, do we? So let's abandon that one. Okay, so this one is find and apprehend Benedict Baraga. There we go. That's all right. So there we go. So now, in terms of guns, let me just talk about. I've got lots of friend requests to deal with at some point. I will accept them later on, my friend. What I have done is I have done some upgrading. Okay, I did figure out how to do this. So, not that one. If I go to here, what I've done. Tell me if you think this is good or not. What I did do is whether or not was it going to show me? Yeah, there we go. Right, so I can. This is a nice thing is I can customize my ship wherever I am. Okay, as long as it's close. Now what I've done is I've upgraded the coolers to some snowpacks, which as far as I could figure out were the best ones. I've upgraded the power plant to a JS400, which again, as far as I could tell, was the best one. I've upgraded the quantum drive to a Hemera, which is, again, as far as I could tell, the best one. And I also upgraded the shield generator to an FR76, which sounded jolly exciting, which again, I believe is the best one I can get. I also swapped out the ballistic weapons for more energy weapons, so I've effectively got unlimited ammo. So that's what I've done with my ship thus far. Okay, so the Hemera is slow, so it's not the best. I can get a better quantum drive. So, but hopefully I've made some upgrades to my ship over standard, which I'm hoping will serve me well in the battle to come. So anyway, let's go and kill some people. Well, let's go kill somebody. What was his name? I've forgotten. Let's go and make sure we. Where's my contract manager? I've accepted this one, haven't I? There we go. So let's track. There we go. We're tracking it. Okay. Let's go back to the spaceship, and then let's see. The Panther repeater is a better choice. Okay, so now here's an interesting thing on the weapons. Is I've stuck with gimbaled weapons for now because I know I'm not a particularly brilliant shot. Okay, now the interesting thing about Star Citizen's ships is that you don't have a choice between Oh, I've just missed the train as well. It gives me a chance to talk about it. You don't get a choice between gimbaled weapons and non-gimbaled weapons. What you get is you get a hard point of which you can attach a fixed weapon to, or a gimbal adapter. And if you attach a gimbal adapter, then you can attach the next lower size weapon class to that gimbal adapter. So effectively you have a choice between gimbal weapons or not, but if you put a gimbal weapon on, it's always going to be one size smaller than the maximum size weapon you can put on that hard point, if that makes sense. Which I thought was actually a really smart design choice, because it means you can mix and match all sorts of weapons and decide whether or not you want gimbaled or not based on the weapon choice rather than anything else. So the weapon choice in some ways is easier to follow because the weapons are the weapons, and you decide what type of mount you're going to put them on, rather than having specific types of weapon, which I thought was quite neat. So Panther are fixed, yes. So I haven't fired my guns in anger really. So we'll see how this goes. So at the moment, what I've got on the front of the ship, I've obviously got the turret guns, but I haven't got a multiplayer with me at the moment in order for somebody to use them, and they are pretty damn devastating, I have to say. But all I've got at the moment is 4 forward-facing gimbal guns, and I'm kind of on my own. So my offensive capability without the turret gunner is not so good. So the Panther repeaters on the Cutlass Black would have to be fixed because there's no space to attach them onto the gimbal mount. And do make sure to turn on gimbal assist before fighting. You might have to tell me what the keys for that are. Maybe it's a good idea to just drop into space and do some practice bursts just to make sure I know what I'm doing. So we'll see how it goes. Let's be bad guys. But I have to say the game is really performant and playing well. I have had no, particularly that RAM upgrade. Press R to cycle to gimbal mode. Okay, I'll bear that in mind.
Now arriving.
The game is performing so well. Look at this guy in the trench coat. I don't know who he is, but he looks very cool. Looks like he's off to go and do something shady, doesn't he? Right, maybe he's waiting for me to go. Maybe he's going to assassinate me. Asteroid target practice. Yeah, maybe we should try a little bit of that. Okay, so let's go and get my ship for a start. It's G now. Okay, so they keep moving the keys around. Right, so back through here, if I can remember where I'm going. And these environments take a while to learn. I'm getting the hang of them now, but they are so big. There we go. There's the console. Let's go get my ship. Retrieve. Now it doesn't have any cargo on board, which makes sense. Oh, the shady dude is Dr. Quest MD. Sorry about that. Excellent. I'm the shady dude. Love it. Okay, right. To the hangars. To the spaceship.
Obey all security and customs personnel at all times. Their job is yours.
I shouldn't take a drink of tea while I'm just about to get in an elevator. That's a bad habit I'm getting into there. What hangar am I in? I always forget. My short-term memory is appalling. Benedict's last name position. No, that's not. Where's my ship? Where is it? Down there. Hangar 3. There we go. Off we go. Right. Boom, 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 boom. I love the Cutlass. Its big brother makes it kind of redundant. I haven't. What's the other Corsair? I haven't looked at any other ships, to be honest, because everything I've wanted to do so far, this little Cutlass Black seems to have been really rather good at doing. So let's get aboard again. Let's go and do some shooting of stuff. Okay, open we go. Let's see how our weapons and shields and everything copes with going into combat. A bit nervous about this now. I have got a HOTAS, so hopefully I've got... Oh, it's not out yet, but it's going to be a very mean ship. Oh, I quite like the sound of that then. Okay, so up aboard we go. Let's get into the pilot's seat. Let's ask for permission to leave. Fire up the engines. Oh, I should refuel before I go, shouldn't I? Let's do that. Vehicle maintenance manager. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's talk to comms. Area 18 landing services. Sounds like the door's opening.
You are clear to launch.
More immersive here with the mouse movement. one improvement session: decouple the mic from the desk to vibrations transfer to the sound feed. Okay, so I'll bear that in mind. That's a good call. Thanks for that. Right, so let's mine the thrusters. We're refueled. Gently thrust the ship upwards. Why doesn't it go straight? There we go. Up we go. Up we go. Up we go. Up. It's still dark. Undercarriage up. Pull up. Go for thrust. Oh, look, it's right ahead of us. Okay. There we go. I'll bear that in mind. I'll try and be more subtle with the mouse. Yeah, the mic's actually up here, but like most streamer decks, and yeah, everything here is a bit of a compromise for different priorities. But I'll bear that in mind. Good tip. Right, so we're off. Love that noise. Okay, so that's his last name position. Let's just wait till we get out of Atmo. Then we'll try a little bit of. I just want to try the pew pew sort of stuff. See how effective those gimbals are. Cutlass is such a multi-tool, it takes a while before you find something that won't do pretty damn well as a new player. Yeah, so I haven't really come across anything it's not been up to the job of doing. Okay, so we're heading for Lyra. So let's go there. Good. Engage. Oh, why did the quantum drive cut out? What happened there? Let's try that again. It's not the best at everything, but it's pretty good at everything. Yeah, and I like that from a ship. I didn't need it to be the best at everything. There you go. We're off. Okay, so let's get away from the planet for a moment. And I'm just going to drop out of quantum drive. Right. Okay, so let's just try out the weapons. Okay, so I've got one set of guns on the front trigger. There we go. And I've got one set of guns on the top trigger. And obviously I can fire them. That's very X-Wing, isn't it? Okay, so that works quite well. What's a good energy configuration? Should I be putting more power into weapons, or more power into shields, or what when I go into combat? Is there a meta for that? So far, I mean, those are obviously just firing at the crosshairs, aren't they? Which kind of makes sense. Probably don't want to be manoeuvring at that speed. Let's keep that down low. So that all seems to work quite well. They're fixed now. Okay, so press G. Oh, so that's the gimbal, right? Okay. So that's what that circle means. Okay, let's leave it in that mode. Cool. For this first fight, you're pretty good as you are. So just keep everything in the middle. Okay. All right. I'll go with that then. There we go. See how well we do. It's the first time I've taken my little Cutlass Black into combat. Okay, last known position of Mr. Benedict. Okay, I hear it on Lyra. Is that, oh hang on, is that down on the surface? Or is that in space? I suppose we'll find out. ED's trained you well enough for Pip. Okay. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Right, here we go. I'm guessing it's around the other side of the planet. Don't Pip yet. Should keep your power neutral for now. Okay, that's a good tip. So we'll stick with that. Okay, now this is on the surface of the planet, not in space. I was expecting a spaceship. Is this? Or is the spaceship going to be down here on the ground? Oh, it's in atmosphere. That's also new with the last time. Okay, so the ship is here, but it's not in space. Okay, well, that's interesting. So I've got no. It just says neutralize. Okay. Okay, I've got an RDR lock. What's that? It is a ship fight. What's an RDR lock? It's a radar lock. Okay, so somebody's locked onto me. Somebody knows I'm coming. Does that mean they're going to launch some missiles and stuff at me? Radar lock, I would argue, is a hostile. Okay, I got locked. Okay. It's a radar lock, says everybody. Okay, RDR, that makes sense. They have your signal, but their ship can be much lower, so it might be worth me going down, actually. I think I'd be... Although height is an advantage in a fight, so maybe that's not such a good thing. Well, let's wait until we can see him. Is he going to know I'm after him, I suppose is the question. So do I get the opportunity to engage first, or is he going to go, nah, not having that? I guess we'll see. H for CM. What's CM? Oh, countermeasures. Oh, what, against missiles and stuff? Okay. Okay, I've got contact, so let's target lock him. Right, there he is. Okay, 8 kilometers out.
Attention, people of Crusader. The recent blockade of quantum travel has been ended.
We know that.
And while travel may resume as normal, the culprits behind this attack are unfortunately still
He will attack on sight. Okay, so I'll bear that in
Crusader
mind.
Security will continue to pursue justice. But we
Okay.
kindly ask that you please use extra caution when traveling.
Oh, I see. So within that sphere, the gimbals can lock on and fire. Okay, that's quite nice. Yeah, that's going to be... Right, here he comes. He's coming at 100... Oh, it even tells me closure speeds. 150 metres per second at 3.4... That's nice. I like that. Wait until the lead is a square instead of a small red dot. Okay. I've got... He's on top of me. There he is. I don't understand what sort of ship that is, but... Yeah, I think I hit him. Right, where is he? There he is. Okay. Oh, he definitely hit me that time as well. Although I can see his shields on the right. Okay, so I know where. Oh, the ship is a little bit sluggish in the atmosphere, isn't it? I'll cut down the throttle down to 0 to make the turn, and then try and cut back in. Does that work? Okay, so my turning circle is a bit is a bit limited. He's just hanging in front of my ship. That's probably not a sensible thing for you to do, fella. That's down his tail. Oh, I've got to wait for my guns to recharge. Haha, take some of that. And my shields are weakened, but they didn't go down, so that's good. Where is he? Come back. Don't seem to be doing a great deal of damage. His shields are down, though, aren't they? So that's encouraging. Let's just unload it. Boom! Yay! I got him. Rock and roll. Yay! Okay, Cave of Vitor makes a world of difference in atmosphere. Yay! Well, I killed him anyway. That was quite satisfying, actually. Nice explosion too. That looked really good. Oh, there you go. I'm a combat vet now. Did I pick up any damage? Doesn't look like I did, actually. At least not according to my instruments. So that was cool. I enjoyed that. Is there any? Did I get paid? That's obviously the important part of it. Do I have to go somewhere? No, they obviously did pay me. I wasn't watching the screen. Well, let's do another one then. That's Crusader. Bounty Apprehension Evaluation. Suspect Apprehension Certification. I actually have to pay for those. And there's another one there. Okay, low risk target, single seater craft. That's in Hurston. And that one is in Crusader. So where are those again? Hurston is there, and Crusader is there. Okay, so I have to travel to Hurston to get that one, which is kind of on the way home a bit. So maybe I should do that one. Oh, that was good. No, contract manager. That's what I want. Where's the contract manager gone? That one. Okay, so Hurston. Not that one. Not that one. That one. Hurston Dynamics. Let's do that one. Do that accept. There we go. And I've got the track. Brilliant. Okay, so I know how to do that. That was very cool. That was. I enjoyed that. Okay, so there's other things I need to do in order to kind of get myself certified as an assassin. Let's go and do this one as well, see if it's a similar sort of thing. So the ship held up quite well there. Those guns obviously aren't all that hard hitting, but yeah, it's only an entry level ship, isn't it? I think medium level ship. You need to make the mission from the Bounty Hunter Guild 2, then you get offered loads of missions for each planet. Okay, so there's stuff to unlock there. That sounds quite sensible. Why can't I calibrate to there? Well, let's just go to Hurston directly then. There we go. That was fun. I enjoyed that. I got my wings. Yay! So, talk to me about missiles and countermeasures then, guys, because I noticed there are missiles aboard. It would probably be worth me knowing how to use those. So somebody said, was it G for countermeasures? But G was the gimbal button, so I think. Oh, H, Sound Universe, thank you. Did I misread that? So H for countermeasures. So what is that, sort of like chaff or flares or something? T I saw with targeting, that was quite useful. So H for countermeasures. Holding H for flares, right. Okay, so that just dumps some flares out, which hopefully decoy any missiles that get fired at me. So are all missiles infrared then, or are they image recognition and all sorts of stuff? Does the system know? Holding gets multiple when you release the keys. Okay, I'll bear that one in mind. And what about missiles? So how do I target missiles? That would be interesting to know as well. Okay, so you've got infrared, cross-section, and electromagnetic as well. There's an icon that pops to tell you which missile's incoming. 70s flare. Are those kind of flares? Yeah, electromagnetic are the hardest to shake. Okay, so right Alt H to increase chaff. Okay, I'll try and remember H for the time being, in case somebody does chuck a missile in my direction. And T is for targeting. Yeah, I got that. I believe missile mode is middle click. Oh, what, on the mouse? Okay. That's a lot of controls to manage, isn't it? ETA 3 minutes, first time chat, thank you very much. You can accept call to arms under mercenary. That gives you a bonus for each criminal killed. Oh, accept the call to arms mission as well. Right, I'll try and... Well, can I do that in quantum travel? Call to arms. Bounty hunter. Oh, I can't see that at the moment. Maybe I have to be near one of the... Oh, no, hang on. Call to arms, there we are. Oh, I'll accept that then. Thanks for that. Good top tip. Did I? Yeah, I've accepted that. Okay. Cool. All right. Okay, we're almost there. 5 million kilometers to go. I think that Cutlass with an FR-76 shield needs approximately 3 to 4 decoys to shake incoming missiles, so it's reasonable to preload them. Okay, so how do I preload? Obvious next question. How do I preload the decoys? Okay, so I've got the HUD seems to indicate I've got 48 decoys on board. So on Sound Universe, on mouse missile mode is middle mouse. It will automatically lock a missile click to fire. I don't know about the HOTAS. Okay, the mouse is still here configured, so I'm guessing that will work. Okay, yeah, do it each time you log on for bounty missions. Right Alt H. Okay. I'm not sure if I can do that in quantum travel. Okay. Oh, it does not work in quantum travel. There we go. Some things are disabled in quantum travel. Okay, so let's just drop out of quantum drive. Okay, so preload 1, 2. Oh, I see. There we are. That sounds like it's chucking them out the back. Something's flaring behind me. Oh, right out. I've just used left out. Don't. I think I've just put some flares out behind me. Yeah, there we go. Is that a flare? I don't know. That's my. That was. I used left out. That was my fault. Right. So I now just wasted 4 flares. Right out. 1, 2, 3. Ah, there we go. So I've got a little 4 above the decoy. Cool. Okay. You can't see that, I'm afraid, because the chat's in the way. But it has preloaded 4 things, which is cool. Right. So there, I've got to go to Mr. Jotaro. Let's go there. Okay, so I've got some decoys loaded. How do I check the mouse? Okay, so maybe can I? I mean, I've noticed the mouse does fire. So the mouse fires my guns, and also the HOTAS is firing the guns. So that kind of makes sense. So if I press the middle button on the mouse, oh, now I've got a different HUD. Okay, so I can switch. That seems to be switching mode between my main guns and my so it's like a fire group in Elite Dangerous. Okay, I think I might try that then. Okay, well, that's cool. Right, where's... There we go. So now I've got some missiles on board. It'd just be nice to try them out. Missile mode will automatically lock your target and fire to launch. So is that my HOTAS or my mouse, presumably? Missile mode will automatically lock your target, fire to launch. Okay, we'll see if that works. You can also pre-select several missiles at once, but it's all bound to my joystick, so I don't know how this stand. HOTAS should work too. Okay, well, we'll try that. Let's go. let's go into missiles and see what happens. Neutralize Jotaro Fusco. Sounds like a kind of badass dude that we need to take down. Okay, so this looks like an in-atmosphere fight as well. Okay, so we've got decoys are preloaded. H for countermeasures. Okay, wait for the frame. Not frame. Mustn't call it that. Quantum drive to conk out. There we are. Right. So we have Switching to missiles. Missiles engaged. Okay, I don't have a target at the moment. Decoys are loaded. Missiles engaged. It's too much to remember. This is a dense atmo. It will not be easy in the Cutlass. Okay, so somebody said HTOL mode. Let's sorry, VTOL mode. So let's switch to VTOL mode. There we go, VTOL mode engaged. Let's just check we're in VTOL. Here we are. Okay, right. Neutralize. I've got a radar lock. Can't see him yet. Maybe I'm just going to blat some missiles at him. Okay, according to that, I'm reading that HUD, I'm guessing the missile range is about 10 kilometers out. So maybe I'll spam some missiles at him just because I can. I've got 8 Tempest 2 missiles, I don't know if they're any good. Right, coming in 14 kilometers. I'm not going in particularly fast, I'm keeping the thrust level at a sort of atmo speed. Okay, so we're flying in VTOL mode, aren't we? Yeah. That's all good. I've also got S3. How do I select which missiles I've got loaded? Dr. Quest MD is here as a backup in case I royally screw something up. Really appreciate that, Dr. Quest MD. Thank you very much. Right click. Oh, Armstrong 3s. Okay, let's switch to switching to Armstrong 3s. It's like AMRAMs and Sidewinders, this is. Okay, right. Oh, so that presumably means that... Ah, okay, so it's mapped... The HOTAS is mapped in the same way, so my second throttle is mapped to... Right, I've got target. Ooh. Boop, 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 boop. So that's presumably missiles locked. So... Just fired missiles at him. Did I get him? I'll have another one. Right, switching back to guns then. I think I got him. Yes! Shot him off screen. There's a tiny little poof. Okay, well the missiles are pretty effective then. That's good. That was quite funny actually. Oh, look at this landscape. It's a restricted area. Let's have a quick look around because it's... Oh no, someone's firing at me. Who's that? What's firing at me? Maybe I shouldn't hang around and restricted. Get away from the bunker. Oh, there's a bunker down here, is there? Okay. Let me get out of here then. Right, switch to... I didn't even see a bunker. Where was the bunker? Something is firing at me. Oh yeah. Oh, was that another ship? No, that's Dr. Quest MD's ship, I'm pretty sure. Didn't even see the bunker. Cool. Oh well. There's auto turrets on the ground. Nice. Fabulous. Right. Well, there we go. I've killed 2 things. I learned how to use a missiles today. Okay, so there's a few other things. Okay, so there's security bunker. That's why the NPC you killed is a criminal, and you still can't be there, right? And the other guy's Dr. Quest MD, which I don't want to shoot at. That would be wrong. So thank you for the escort there, Dr. Quest MD. I think I'm gonna fly back to Babbage now to see what sort of shape my ship is in. How much did that cost me? So I got 4,000 for killing each person. I don't know how much the missiles are. That would be quite interesting to see. Right, hang on a minute. So that's cool. Right, we're flying up into space. Let's get a bit of altitude. Missiles are pretty expensive. They're pretty effective though, aren't they? That was 2. I don't know if I hit him with the first one, but the second one definitely hit him because it took him out. And that was it. Boom, dead. So that was quite good. There we go. We should be able to quantum travel now. So let's go back to Microtech because I just like Microtech. Feels like home. This is so simmy, this bit. It's really, really good. Where is... Are we not high enough above the ground for it to take the target? Oh, there's something on the HUD telling me where to go. I don't see it. That seems to be something that doesn't always work. I don't know if that's me or not. Let's just go up until... That's Aberdeen. To one of the OM points, because then that seems to work quite well. Let's just go up there. You can land at outpost and restock and repair. The second didn't hit. It had no lock due to the lost target by the chaff he used, but the first one crippled him, so he crashed. Oh, is that what happened? Okay, interesting. I didn't see that. I'm pretty impressed you can evaluate that from what you were watching, because I said there's no way I could. I'm going to have to go and watch the VOD now and find out what the heck happened. Well done for that. Well, tell you what, shall I... Hang on a minute. We could... I don't think have I been to Hurston before? I've only got 9 minutes of my streaming time left, so let's land on Hurston because we're here rather than quantum travel anywhere. What's the base on Hurston called? Because you get a slightly different icon, don't you? The little square thing with a... There it is, that one there. Lawville, that's it. Lawville, there we go. 9 years experiences, I see, James. That's definitely counting for something. I can tell that. Okay. The first one hit and sent him on a crash course down. The second lost its lock because of chaff. The NPC. I'm going to have to really go and watch that again now that you've told me that, because I didn't see any of that. I just saw them go poof, and that was it. You're not used to the HUD infos and how to interpret these. It will come with time. There's a lot of going on, isn't there? I suppose. Yeah, which I like the information overload, because it's kind of like there's so much more to learn. A lot of depth in there, which is very, very cool. I don't think I've been to Lawville before. Oh no, I have been here once. That's right. I do remember the spaceport was quite hard to navigate to. That's right. Quantum tunnel quite unreliable. It's seen better days, but reworked for both the routing and the map. Yeah, the map is a bit of a weak point, isn't it? I have to say, the map in the Mobiglass doesn't inspire a great deal of confidence, I suppose. It doesn't feel very like you're clicking on something good, if that makes sense. I think the spaceport is kind of beyond here, isn't it? So let's get down there and let's just see what sort of damage we've done to the ship. It doesn't look like it's been hit too hard. Map is pure crap, says Basma599, not pulling any punches. Yeah, it's not the best, is it? It's not the best. During the Jumptown event, we had several skirmishes with 10 V10s or even more. That is hard to keep track of in that. I'd like to work up to that. The developers know, everyone knows, they just want a better one as well as everyone. It was far worse before. I mean, from a perspective of, I know of the history of the game from a kind of having read articles about it over the years, but I haven't really been involved in Star Citizen before, like about 3 or 4 months ago at all. This game seems... I mean, I know there's only one system right now, and I know there's more coming, but there's so much stuff just to kind of, faff about and do here, to keep yourself amused, so far to me. I mean, I know it's only an alpha, but the game mechanics and the game loops that I'm playing feel pretty solid to me. I don't feel like they're a massive bunker fest. Now I can appreciate it's taken 10 years to get here, but please contact ATC to land. But from a perspective of somebody who's playing this game kind of for the first time, it feels really full of stuff, really, really fleshed out. I definitely want more and more star systems, because travelling between star systems and seeing different things and all that sort of stuff is going to be extremely exciting. But it isn't lacking any significant thing. I mean, I've done a bit of combat there. Okay, it's only one ship, but I've done a bit of trading. I've done a bit of mission running. There was a blockade thing that I didn't get to, which would have been quite interesting to see. I've customised my ship a bit. I've done all the things in a space game that kind of, at an entry level, I feel that should be there. So that's been good. What am I looking for? Let's just do it through here today. Lawville landing. channel established. And are we clear?
Please proceed to assigned
Yay.
landing bay.
Which is where? There it is. Let's switch on the ship lights. So SC is fun when it decides to cooperate. So I must admit, I haven't had too many issues where the game is. I mean, I've had a few things where the quantum drive hasn't engaged, or I've had a couple of places where the mouse seemed to go completely haywire and my ship wouldn't turn right, and a few things like that, which were solved quite quickly just by logging in and logging out of the game. I haven't yet had any missions that I've been unable to complete. I have died a couple of times on the stairs, and now I know a little workaround for that. That's good. Why did they give me such narrow docking ports? Jeez. How am I supposed to get into that one? Which way round even is it? Okay, so it's actually the other way around, isn't it? So I'm cheating here using the third person view, I know. But I'm not very skilled yet, in my defence. I don't want to smash my ship to smithereens. There we go. That all looks about right. So is it? I can't tell how I'm supposed to visually figure that out from inside the spaceship. Warning: restricted area below. Yeah, that's my. No. External view again. External view is your friend. So this is not easy. Is that about right? A tiny bit forward. It's not very big space, is it? I mean, it's like how much clearance have I got at the front and the back of my ship? Not very much. There we go. I'm in. I have to have a word with somebody about the size of the docking. Oh, there's auto docking. See, I don't really like doing auto docking. Appreciate that it's there. Once you're parking, the ICO is out of view. It becomes a triangle. Oh, it's supposed to. Once your parking ICO is out of view, it becomes a triangle, which is supposed to help you park. Oh, is it? Oh, you see that diamond pointing on the HUD there. Gotcha. Okay, I hadn't realised that. I'll keep an eye out for that for next time. Oh, I can't need to put the undercarriage down. That's going to help. Don't forget the undercarriage. There we go, I'm down. Right. Okay, so how badly damaged is it? I know I scraped it a couple of times. Vehicle maintenance services. 30. Oh, not too bad. 34 things of damage. 605 missiles. That's not outrageously bad. Hydrogen fuel was the most, almost second most expensive thing. And then quantum drive. So that wasn't. So I made 8,000 for killing 2 bad dudes, and it cost me a little over 1,000. So that's not outrageous. That's not outrageous. That's pretty good. They have a very good aligning HUD for docking. They should include that for other. Yeah. So docking in space is relatively easy with the pads and various other bits and pieces. But that I hadn't realised there was a downward pointing arrow there. That's quite cool. Right. Let's switch off the ship. Let's get out of the ship. We'll just go downstairs and tidy the ship away. I haven't got time for a little tour of Hurston, unfortunately. I might have to leave that for another stream. Anyway, just as I'm closing out today, thank you everybody who's turned up and given me support. Particularly thanks to Dr. Quest MD for flying around, keeping an eye on me with his ship. That's really appreciate that. Thank you everybody else who's been giving me some really, really sound advice on stuff. I am learning, but I'm getting better slowly. Since this time seems to work quite well, it seems to be reasonably popular with folks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can turn this into a regular streaming slot for Star Citizen. So at the moment I've got No Man's Sky on Thursdays. I'll see if I can do a regular streaming slot for Star Citizen on Friday afternoons with a bit of retro stuff on Saturday, my normal stream on my writing stream on Mondays. There's the landing area. Let me just go put my ship away for neatness. So if it's a popular thing, which I must admit I am so enjoying this game. It's really, really good. So, and I do want to get into making some. I have a play, as you've probably seen from my YouTube channel, of mucking about with things in the game to try and make some videos. And I think there's a space for me to make some lore type videos for Star Citizen that don't tread on anybody else's footsteps. Because I know there's some well-established players in here, but I've got my own kind of take on things, and I think I can generate some stuff which won't get in anybody else's way. And so, with a bit of streaming and a bit of more lore sort of content, I've got loads of stuff I'd like to do. So where are the oh, they're over there. So there's plenty more to do, basically. That's what they're good. So I'll leave that with me. I'm going to see if I can turn this into a regular Friday slot, and I'll put that, if I can do that, I'll put that on my Twitch streaming schedule. I think that'd be quite good fun. So, but what's good is the game is streaming well, the game is working well, and I'm able to record as well. So thank you very much, everybody. Is the short version, yeah, so look out for more stuff from me coming. Have I been picking up presents? No, I haven't. That's another thing I ought to do as well. I have noticed them hanging about. But thank you very much for coming today. My time, alas, is up for today. But it's been a blast, literally. I've killed 2 dudes. Delivered some medical supplies to the wrong place, and what else did we do? Something else was there. Anyway, we had a good look around. That's good. Thank you very much to everybody who's advised. Thank you very much to Dr. Quest MD. I will see you, and I'm back tomorrow morning with some retro Wing Commander for those of you who remember that. Yeah, more Star Citizen to come, my friends. So thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. Really, really appreciate it. And I will see you soon. See you in the verse. In fact, see you in the verse, and see you out there, citizens. Take care, my friends. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. Really appreciate it. Take care now, and I'll speak to you all soon.